Going to shift gears to Major League Baseball. So that's what we're going to do here. And with Major League Baseball, we're going to go over who is now. We've been doing our top 10 list, top 10 second baseman in Major League Baseball in the MLB in the 2024 upcoming season. So we've been doing our top 10 list. We're going to go ahead and do another one here this week. Again, we're going to do all these lists. We're going to do third base, shortstop, etc., right field, starting pitchers, relief pitchers. We're going to go through all that all the way up until the season actually starts. So let's go ahead and get it popping. Andreas Ginz. I keep trying not to say Indians every time I see that uniform, but this guy's won the Gold Glove 2 straight years, so that's why he's on the list. Great defensive player, solid offensive player. Guardians don't have a lot of offense, so I think on another team he probably wouldn't be as valuable offensively, but he's a fantastic defensive player. Every time I've seen him handle, he always makes at least 1 or 2 good defensive plays every time he plays. He's at number 10. He's in the top 10. Gleyber Torres, this is an up-and-comer. I don't much like the Yankees, but this was probably their bright light last year. Probably only other than Judge, this was probably their probably only the guy. This was probably the one guy I thought that was helping him. I think he's still pretty young. He's going to get better. I think this is a bit of a projection. He's got a good bat. He can hit. He's going to actually hit some home runs, I think. I think his home run totals are going to go up. Not super defensively, but more of an offensive guy. But I think Torres, is definitely deserving being on the list. Make sure I say his name right. Hassun Kim for the San Diego Padres. This guy's a base stealer. So they had Cronenworth for years at second base. They went ahead, and this guy kept inching playing time. Very good. He had 38 steals. More of a solid overall second baseman than Cronenworth is. Cronenworth is playing first. This guy is very, very solid. I think definitely too very good with Xander Bogaerts in the middle of the field. I think he could actually, he's another one. I think he's got potential to get a little bit higher. I think that's about right, though, for right now. I don't think he's this year going to go that higher, but he's in his mid-20s. Not bad for the Padres. Brandon Drury, definitely a guy, definite power hitter. Some would question even the second baseman. I think he's mostly that's where he's going to play at second base. Good second baseman as well, but he is for power. He can definitely do that. I think he's not as known, obviously, because of where he's playing. Obviously, he's playing for Los Angeles, so the Angels haven't been very good. I think this guy is very good. This guy can clearly hit. I don't know. He's going to get you some DH. He's going to get you some time, maybe at third base, but definitely at second base. So I think that's his primary position. He's going to definitely get you some hits. Definitely a staple in that Angels lineup. Luis Urias, questioned almost if he was going to hit 400. This almost seems kind of low for a guy who hit in the high 300s like he did. But he really hadn't hit to that level before. I kind of do think that was a bit of an aberration. It clearly can hit. I mean, you don't hit over 350 and then just say, well, you can't hit. So definitely, I don't think it'll be that high again. But he's one of the best players on the Marlins team. He's pretty good. I really like watching him play. That's all for a list that I'm doing. Always like watching him play. Really hits the ball well. Got some good speed. Not a real power hitter, more of a traditional second baseman, but he's not bad defensively. Not too bad. Not stellar, but not too bad. Kenley Marte of the D-backs. So you saw how good he was in the World Series. And in the NLCS last year, definitely in the top 5, in my opinion. All around good second baseman, all around. Second baseman is kind of part of a lot of things. It's part offense, not quite. Part defense, not quite. Lot table setter, not quite. This guy is all those things. Kenley Marte, consistent too, as well. Several years. Now, get higher on the list. Resume matters. He's got a pretty good resume for several years. Kenley Marte, outstanding stuff. I really think this is actually always have a spot too on these lists. If somebody said he was at one, I'd have no problem. This is probably about as low as here. I don't know if I wouldn't put him one. I better these guys. I didn't obviously, but I have no problem. If somebody says Kenley Marte is the best second baseman in baseball, I don't have a problem with that. This is probably the line where I would say, okay, you got the best there. This guy has been good for a long time. Ozzie Altuve. I can't think of a better guy on this list or one of the better guys in all of baseball who's had more clutch hits in more key situations. The Astros have been, you could argue this guy is the backbone of the Astros' success that they've had. No question about it. Hits for power, hits, which is pretty impressive considering he's not a big guy. I mean, he's pretty small. Hits for power, hits for average, plays good defense. I think he's pretty much the leader of that team. Getting a little older. That's the only thing here why he's not higher. His production may slip. It slipped kind of slightly last year, so there may be another slight drop, but he's definitely in top four. Ozzie Altuve for the Astros. Marcus Semien, fantastic. Love Marcus Semien. Again, another guy, if you put him at one, I really don't have a problem with it. Hits a lot of home runs for a second baseman. Definitely, he could put him at third base. You could put him at first base. Not great defensively here, I don't think. I've heard some good things about him, but I'm not in love with him defensively. But you don't really worry about that. I mean, he's getting you 30-plus home runs. I think definitely on a good offensive team like the Astros, he's definitely one of their best offensive players. Going to get you a lot of home runs. Outstanding stuff, Marcus Semien. Ozzie Albies, I got to tell you, any negative, I've never seen it. I've only seen a great base stealer, a good hitter, tremendous speed. People question his defense. The negative stuff, I've never seen it. I don't I don't get it. Head not always in the game, kind of judge. That's about the only thing I can say. But I mean, this guy's a phenomenal hitter. Put him anywhere in the lineup. I love Ozzie Albies as a hitter. I thought in last season he had his best season on a team that has excellent protection in the lineup too. Obviously, he's got great lineup. I mean, we've seen Braves, I think, on all the lists here so far. So yeah, definitely Ozzie Albies. I got no problem putting him at number 2. Number 1. Maybe you weren't expecting this one, but Mookie Betts. He's going to be your full-time second baseman. It was announced that this is it now for him. He didn't. Maybe you know him as the center fielder, but he's going to be full-time second baseman, and I don't think there's any question about it. If he's at second base, this is your best second baseman. Betts, I think they kind of at times I think too much is made of him. But it's really good. I thought this last year, had the season been 170 games, he very well could have stolen the MVP away from Ronald Acuna. He was that good in the second half. He was fantastic. So this guy is obviously one of the better players. I think second base is going to work for him. I think not putting him in the outfield as well is going to help him stay healthy. It's a less demanding position. So, yes, this is absolutely the number 1 guy at second base. Mookie Betts. Watch him and do the right thing. Mookie